Well, welcome to another Faith Horizons podcast. Today I'm here with John and Kelsey Green with Mother's Refuge. Anyway, Mother's Refuge. So Kelsey Green is one of the directors. Welcome, Kelsey.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here today.
Yeah. All right. So I didn't even know this, but how long has Mother's Refuge been around?
Since 1987. So
Wow.
we're coming up on 40
My
years.
last year in high school.
Anyway.
I can't say. I don't know if I was around yet then. But.
Yeah. Well, if you wouldn't mind, just give us a little bit of an overview of what Mother's Refuge is, just a snapshot of what it is, and we'll ask some more questions to get into the weeds of what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you said, Mother's Refuge has been around since 1987. So we were founded by a group of concerned citizens in the Independence area that realized there was a big community need. A lot of teachers were seeing, pregnant teenagers in school and didn't have a place to go. They were couch hopping, couch surfing.
Wow.
Even living under bridges. And so they were trying to figure out, how are we going to solve this problem? And so they got together, they founded Mother's Refuge. It was Mother's Choice at that point when it first came to be, fun fact, in 1987. And really the rest is history from there. So we've had the same maternity home that we've had since it began. We can house up to 14 moms and babies in that maternity home.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So moms can come to us for the maternity program between the ages of 12 and 21 years old.
Okay.
So they come at any point during their pregnancy, and then they can stay for up till their baby's through their second birthday. So up till their baby's 3. So they can be with us for a while, which we know in breaking a lot of those old cycles and being able to finish school and, learn how to be a mom. It takes time. So being able to house them for that amount of time is really crucial. While they're with us, we provide an array of wraparound services. So anything from case management to therapy, we make sure that,
incredible.
Within 2 days of coming to Mother's Refuge, they're getting into a doctor because they're pregnant, and many of them have not had prenatal care, do not have health insurance. So we're getting them into the doctor, making sure they're getting their schooling done. So if they're still in either it's middle school or high school, we're making sure they're going back to school, keeping their grades up, or they're going and getting their GED if that's what they would prefer if they haven't finished school yet. From there, we encourage trade school or college, or if they want to enter the workforce, we really look for living wage
level jobs.
Jobs for them. So we're providing a ton of wraparound services while they're with us. We really try.
Do you partner with a lot of organizations for your wraparound services?
Yeah, we do. So one thing we do at Mother's Refuge is we say, if somebody's already doing it really well, let's not duplicate a service that's already done
otherwise
well in our community.
All this
yeah,
is too
not
much.
reinventing the wheel. So we do, especially for referrals. So if we're full and we don't have openings for other moms, we will refer out to other agencies in the community who might be able to better support them or assist them. We also partner with Full Employment Council to help our moms find jobs. And we have a lot of local partners. So it's really helpful when you're looking at, them finishing their education or being able to get into a doctor's appointment when we don't have health insurance confirmed yet, that we have a lot of those partnerships in the community so that we're able to get them in for the services they need. Yeah. So while they're with us, we're doing an array of, we say that it's like drinking through a fire hose. So we really like to take advantage of any time that we get with the moms. Mm-hmm. Their average stay is about 9 months at Mother's Refuge, but we really work to make that even longer to be able to get stability there.
Yeah.
But while they're with us, we're teaching classes on health and nutrition, pregnancy, parenting, budgeting, career classes, anything and everything you could think of that a mom who more than likely was not preparing to be pregnant and now needs in order to have the life skills.
That's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
And you guys are sharing the love of Christ with them at the same time.
That's right. Yeah. So we are a community-based 501c3, but it was founded on a lot of Christian principles. We go to church on Sunday. It's optional for the moms, but many do choose to go. And we see a lot of life transformation, even in that. Moms getting baptized. We see, baby dedications and things of that sort.
Amen.
So, Amen so as a person of faith, that is one of the most rewarding pieces of my job and of what we get to do at Mother's Refuge. But
that's so good.
In addition to our maternity home, we have a couple more programs. So we have our Transitional Living Program.
Yeah.
We just started this in March of 2022. So moms who are in our maternity home, or if we have a need and a mom in our maternity home isn't ready to transition, we will also accept moms in the community 18 and older to come into our Transitional Living Program. So in that, they have their own independent apartment, so they can have up to 2 kiddos. They're really doing things on their own, but they still come in for weekly therapy, weekly case management, and we're there for any wraparound services they need. But they're learning to be a little bit more independent at that point, right?
Are they paying their own anything at that point, or?
So they're not. We pay it in the program, but they are required to work, and 30% of their income is paid in as what we call rent. That
makes
rent
sense.
goes back to them as savings when they leave the program.
Oh,
so
that's
we just
wonderful.
had a mom graduate last week. She left with $9,000
Oh, that's
in
wonderful.
Oh, wow.
savings.
Yeah.
And
That's
she
great.
got her own apartment. She finished and got her bachelor's degree while she was with us, has an incredible job, and is so successful. So
That's phenomenal.
and that's really like the crux of what we're trying to do in this program, right? Like we want moms to come into our maternity home, be able to stay there a few years, and then transition to our transitional living program where they can stay another 3 years.
Wow.
And then what we know about trauma in the brain and childhood is if you can really change those first 5-6 years of a kid's life and, not expose them to violence and drugs, and they can have stability and meals and safety.
That's great. Yeah.
Then you can really change life cycles. So that's what we're really trying to do, really get them out of those poverty pathways.
Yeah, this is really
and
great
do.
that you can actually, kind of create a safe place where you safeguard them from
Yeah.
the needs of the world, which is we need money, and then like when you
Right.
can focus on, like basically establishing their life. Of course you're providing some type of childcare for them probably during this
Yeah.
time too, because
They-
they've got a baby, right? It's like,
They are.
so
In our maternity
Yeah.
home, we actually have 2 direct care staff who are on staff
Okay.
at all
Yeah.
times that are awake, that are helping coach, transport them where they need to
wow,
go. So
yeah,
it's definitely, the maternity home is a really hands-on program.
yeah.
We welcome community members who want to learn more to come and take a tour. We love
Yeah, I
to
was
give
gonna say,
tours.
is there a way for people to volunteer and to help with that
Absolutely.
type of area or whatever?
Yep. So we have a lot of that listed on our website, mothersrefuge.org, all sorts of volunteer needs. So if you like to throw parties, we are party throwers at
Oh, yeah,
Mother's Refuge.
yeah.
We want to celebrate these moms because many of them haven't been celebrated. So we're really lifting them up. If they get their driver's license, if they graduate school for their birthday, their baby's birthday, baby shower.
I was
So
going to say, you probably taking them through the whole
Oh,
driver's
yeah.
license process.
we
yeah.
are. Yeah, we have a car at Mother's
Oh,
Refuge,
wow.
and they're able to practice driving and then take their driving test in
Yeah.
that vehicle because honestly, that's a major barrier that we noticed in the last few years
Driving.
and started.
The ability to have a car. Yeah.
Yeah, and even like the ability to have a car to take a driving test in,
So this is my friend was quite a bit older than the people that you're working with. He was in his 60s at the time, but he didn't have a car.
Yeah.
And they can't take a drive. With the
Yeah.
even if they have a car, if it has they can't drive it.
Yep, it has to be in mint condition,
It has to be, all this
license,
stuff.
registered, all
Anyway,
the
so
things.
so I ended up having to loan him my car so he could take a driver's license at 60 years old, so he could get his driver's
Wow.
license. I'm like,
What are we doing?
what are we doing? Why doesn't I'm like, why doesn't the government just have a car on hand to take these
Right?
drivers? But they don't.
Yeah,
For some
probably
reason,
a liability.
it's
or
more like they want
insurance.
outside sponsors to sponsor these people to get their driver's
For
license.
sure. And we do it right. Like before we had a car
Yeah.
at Mother's Refuge, our staff who were comfortable, we were taking them. I took a girl in my minivan once to
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
go take her driver's test. She passed. Thankfully, she was a great driver.
I was gonna say, got my car back in one piece.
Yeah, it was great.
That's a plus.
Yeah, but there's just so many needs, for young moms, especially
Quite a bit,
homeless
yeah.
young moms in
Yeah.
our community. Like we call them the hidden homeless because you don't know, they're in high school or they're young and they're able to couch surf with just one kiddo or before they're
Yeah.
pregnant or when they're pregnant. Like it's easy for them to move friend to friend.
But that can only last so long.
It can only last so long, and the stability of that,
Yeah.
it's not there
Mhm.
whether it's an unsafe living situation
Right.
or we've even had moms it was a few summers ago, but she was living in a car in the back of a salvage yard in the heat of summer. And
Wow.
the stories you hear are just honestly gut wrenching. And so Mother's Refuge, like the crux of our program, we are here to educate, uplift. We want to empower moms so
Yeah.
that, when they leave our program, they know that, hey, I'm a capable mom. I can do this. I have everything inside of me. I need to be able to
Yeah.
do this. And she's really able to heal in our home because a lot of them have experienced trauma.
Wow.
So really able to get on her feet and be the best mom she can be
That's
for her
great.
kiddo.
That's great.
And not only to have the physical resources, but to have the self-esteem
Yeah.
that comes from having those things.
Yeah.
If you could just go over a little bit of what you have there.
Yeah. So website is mothersrefuge.org. They're at 3721 South Delridge in Independence, Missouri.
Which they might be moving soon, right?
Well, we will keep that. We'll keep that maternity home, but yes,
yeah, we'll come back to that.
growth
Yeah.
is coming.
And then the administrative offices are at 14400 East 42nd Street South, Suite 220, also in Independence. The original location, 816-356-4797. Administration offices, 816-353-8070. The mission, again, to shelter and educate homeless, pregnant, and parenting young women by providing comprehensive services and empower them to make successful life decisions for themselves and their babies.
Yeah.
They're supported by the Administration for Children and Families of the United States Department of Health and Human Services. And let's, and then on your site, you've got all the different aspects of what you guys do. You've got the maternity home, the Transitional Living Program, education, medical care, and then the Launch to Independence Aftercare program.
Yep.
People can subscribe to your newsletter.
Yeah.
You get your newsletter and connect with you guys. And then you guys have an event coming up in October called the Night of Compassion.
We do.
We'll learn about that.
I would love to talk about that.
We'll learn about
Yeah,
that.
go for it.
Perfect. So we're excited for our gala. It is coming up on Friday, October 2nd. It is called Night of Compassion, and we host that at Geha Field at Arrowhead Stadium. So it is the most fun night. Everybody gets in their fancy outfits. We have a silent auction with over 200 items, a live auction with such fun trips and concerts and, all the fun things. A lot of people will get, their small group together or their business together, their friends, and fill a whole table of 8 and just enjoy the evening together. So tickets are $200 a piece, or there's sponsorship opportunities as well. But it is just, honestly, it's such a fun night. We award one of our moms Mom of the Year, and we give her a gift while she's there. All of our residents actually attend as well because they love getting fancy and celebrating with us for the night. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of laughter. We have a DJ and a dance at the end. So really, it's a good excuse to get a babysitter for the night and come out and support a good cause. So last year we were able to raise, our goal was $500,000, and we raised $554,000 last year. So we know that God is on the move and supporting, the work that we're doing in Kansas City. So we would love to see everybody out and enjoying the evening with us.
So tell us a little bit more. So you go. The initial approach is the nursery. Is that what you said? The initial part
maternity home
is a maternity home, and then they have the Transitional Living Program. Is there any other programs that you guys run with?
Yeah, so we have the maternity home and then the Transitional Living Program. Our hope is that moms will start in the maternity home, move to the Transitional Living Program, and then when they graduate, and whether that's, they came to the maternity home and stayed with us for one day, or they worked the whole program and they were with us for 6 years, no matter how long they were with us, we say, once you're part of the Mother's Refuge family, you always are part of the Mother's Refuge family. Yeah. So we have our Aftercare program. Our family services coordinator runs that program.
Oh, wow.
And really, we are very intentional about meeting our moms wherever they're at, because some of them, go back to family when they leave Mother's Refuge or they get their own apartment. Wow. Unfortunately, some of them struggle a little bit with housing if they choose to leave a little too early. So in that program, we continue to provide wraparound support. So they are able to come back and get diapers, get wipes, come visit our food pantry. We also have a really fun boutique that's filled with donations from the community of clothing and baby items. And so they're able to come and shop in our boutique at Mother's Refuge as well. And then we have monthly gatherings. So we just had a big Easter egg hunt and really cool message. And our moms actually many of them chose to get their babies dedicated at that event. And then, in August, we have a back to school bash. But every single month we are having an event, whether it's
these events, how many people are attending these events?
Yeah,
because you have your current communities that are with you, but then...
Yeah. So current residents, we typically have about 30 to 40 at a time. Yeah. And then in our aftercare events, depending on which aftercare event it is, and, Thanksgiving and Christmas, those are really big events. Yeah. We serve about 300 individuals a year through our aftercare program. Yeah. So any event, it could be anywhere from 25 to 100 individuals who
Wow.
show up for the event. So in Christmas, we actually get all of our moms sponsored for Christmas, and we're able to give them incredible gifts for them, for their kiddos. If there's a supportive father figure in their life, we're also wrapping around and helping him get Christmas gifts as well. So it is a big, massive undertaking. Our community really rallies around to support us at Christmas time. But we really just try and continue to pour into our moms, because many of them, when they came to Mother's Refuge, we became their only support system.
Right.
And so we really try and continue to be that support system, to be that open door where they're able to come back and, pour into current residents, or be able to chat with that staff member who really, made a difference in their life. And so we really try and always continue through the Aftercare program with a lot of outreach
That's so
to our
great. Yeah.
moms.
That's so cool.
Well, and we talked about the fact when we had Found and Woven on the show here, and I'm the former education chair and co-chair of the former Clay County chapter of
Okay.
Missouri Right to Life, and I worked for the Crisis Pregnancy Centers of Kansas City for a little while as executive director of public
Okay.
relations and fundraising. So I have a total heart for
Yeah.
and we talk about the fact that, like, when women choose to go have an abortion, for example, that a lot of times the father is not even aware
Mhm.
that either that the girl was pregnant or that she's going to have the abortion or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's great that you support fathers, as well, because they are very much, if they're
Oh, yeah.
if they're in the woman's life and they want to be a good, solid support,
That's right.
for them, they need support as well.
And we say, as long as safe and appropriate, we encourage fathers to be involved. So we have some classes that we're like, hey, if he wants to come, invite him to this class.
Oh, wow,
'Cause,
that's
it
great,
would
yeah.
be great for him to learn it too. We also have a visiting room at the entrance of our maternity home where dads are able, or other family members are able, to come and visit and
Yeah.
see baby. Our moms can also take outings during the weekend, so a lot of times they're visiting then too. But yes, as long as safe and appropriate, we
Yeah, and
absolutely
safe and appropriate
safe
being
and
the operative
appropriate.
words. Yeah.
And many are, it's just they're really young, especially in our maternity home. And so they're just not prepared. The education's not there, So we really try and work through that. Our therapist will even do some, family therapy if needed. She's also doing individual therapy, but we want to wrap around, because we know when they leave Mother's Refuge, like, that's going to be the rest of their life. So whatever we can do to make that relationship healthier, if possible, while they're at Mother's Refuge, that's what we want to do.
So I heard that there's going to be, before the show we were talking anyway, I heard that there's going to be some transition. You're going to actually be acquiring new property, or you've already acquired it and it's
Yes.
being built, or
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about
I would
that.
love to. So we actually purchased the old Higher Ground Boutique Hotel in
Oh,
Independence,
wow,
Missouri. So
wow.
it's catty corner, fun fact, catty corner from Harry S. Truman's house, and is a fallout shelter.
Wow.
So it was built, very sturdy.
Yeah.
So we have been in the middle of a capital campaign. It was a $17 million campaign over 5 years. So we're nearing the end of it. We have
Wow.
about $450,000 left to raise in this campaign right now. But we are transforming this 22,000 square foot building that was 30 hotel rooms into 12 independent apartments for our moms and babies. Our
Wow.
offices will move over there. We're going to have a wonderful playground in
Wow.
the garden outside. There's also a playroom downstairs, and then we'll have a big group room where we can do a lot of aftercare events and community education and things of that sort. So we are set to move in there about September, October. We can't wait to get in there. Just we're going to be able to help
Yeah.
even more moms and babies, and our wait list is long. We get a lot of calls, and you only have so many beds.
I'm sure that you've updated lots of things on that. Bathrooms, everything. is
Oh,
all
yeah. So
shower
basically,
system, whatever you have. Yeah.
we ended up finding some structural issues, unfortunately.
Oh,
and so
that's
it was pretty
expensive.
much gutted. So it's a new building in the old historic district of Independence.
Which
but
is
we're
a beautiful area.
yeah, and we're
beautiful.
thankful we found the issues when we did and didn't get it all built up, and then come to find out there's structural issues that have to be done later. So it'll be so beautiful, so welcoming for our moms. And really, we say that about all of our properties. Like,
Yeah.
they're places that, you and I would be proud to live in, because we want them to have that dignity. And then that standard that when they leave Mother's Refuge, this is what I want my house to look like.
So you're currently Mother's Refuge is currently renting some apartments. So will you be able to let go of some of the rentals and then move them over to this
We
facility?
will.
Is that the goal?
We will, yep. So we have some grant funding that assists us right now with being able to rent 9
Mhm.
apartments.
Yeah.
And then we have a 3-bedroom home that we rent
Okay.
from one of our supporters. So we will keep that 3-bedroom home. We'll keep renting that. We'll be able to let go of the apartments
Yeah.
and then move those moms into our
the
new
the
higher
new
ground
location.
building.
Yeah, that's so cool.
We're so
All
excited.
right. So if people want to volunteer, how can someone who is, interested in helping,
Yeah.
how can they help?
I would say first step would be reach out on our website. We have a contact form, or you can fill out a volunteer
Yeah.
form. Usually next step from that is we give a tour of Mother's Refuge, and then we talk about all the possible ways
Oh,
to
wow,
support.
that's so
So
great.
whether you are, we always need electricians and plumbers and skilled laborers,
Wow.
somebody who's willing to roll a paintbrush, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of people living in the house. And
Yeah.
so anything from maintenance to babysitters.
Wow.
Our staff help watch the babies, but we always love to have volunteers in there helping us as well. Support
It
and
allows
snuggle
another
and
staff member to go take a break
yeah,
because
yeah.
they volunteer with them. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So really anything and everything you could think of or guess that we might need volunteers for, we absolutely do. We even have
Okay.
a garden, and
That's
a
so
huge
great,
garden.
yeah.
So we need skilled gardeners. So we're usually follow us on social media. We're always putting out, volunteer
That's
needs.
so great. Yeah.
Material needs that we need as well, whether it's toilet paper, paper towels, or
That's so good.
large size diapers. There's so many opportunities for people to really get involved with Mother's Refuge.
So you can message them on social media. You can go to mothersrefuge.org, contact at mothersrefuge.org. 816-358-8070 is the administrative office phone number.
Yep.
So you can call them. And I as a history lover, I think it's cool. You're across the street from the Harry Truman home.
Yeah.
Harry Truman's one of my favorite presidents, and I'm a huge railroad fan. And he, of course, took his famous whistle stop tour across the country campaigning. And then when he won the election, it was announced the night before in a newspaper that he had lost.
Wow.
And there's on one of the buildings there in Independence, there's a mural of him holding up this newspaper that was falsely printed the night that was prematurely
Wow.
printed the night, that says Dewey defeats Truman. And he had actually won. And he's standing on the back of a train
Wild.
car holding this
Wild.
newspaper. So
Funny.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
it is
So-
fun. We joke that some of our moms are going to have really good views because there's a
I was
corner
gonna
apartment
say you're gonna
that just
yeah.
looks straight at his
Yeah.
home, and
Yeah.
we have some really cool windows in the new building. So we would love to give tours to anyone who's
And then
interested.
if somebody or an organization, like say a large church wants to get
Yeah.
involved, or a small church wants to get involved, if they want to donate or whatever like that, you have different opportunities.
Oh,
for
yeah.
them.
Yeah, whether it's monetary donations, serve days, they want to do a donations collection for us, of
Do you need
different
furniture
things.
type of stuff? So you could help them.
Yeah.
If they
yeah.
contacted you, you could help them figure
Absolutely.
out what you need.
And my email is just Kelsey, KELSI at
Okay.
mothersrefuge.org. And I
Yeah,
would
that's
love
great, yeah.
to chat with anybody who wants to learn more or figure out, what the best way is for them to get involved. Everybody has skills and talents, and
Yeah.
there's something we could definitely benefit from at Mother's
Sometimes
Refuge.
people need a new car, or sometimes maybe
Yeah.
some cars for the young ladies
And
as they're
that's-
coming out.
That's huge. Yeah,
You know?
we've had a few people donate their vehicles, and then we're able to
yeah.
gift those to moms,
Oh,
and
what a gift.
it's incredible.
And those
so.
are tax deductible donations. by
That's
the way,
right.
You know?
The other cool thing about Mother's Refuge, I'll just throw this out there, as a maternity home, any donation that is made to us, financial donation, is eligible for an additional 70% Missouri state tax credit.
Oh wow.
So really your donation is moving a lot and helping you with your state taxes. So
Oh, wow, that's
something
great, yeah.
something for people to keep in mind.
Yeah, and
So if
we-
you
we
donate
had-
enough,
we
you
had-
don't have to pay taxes.
And we had somebody from your organization come and speak at my church, Solid Rock Bible Church, a while back. So pastors, church
Yeah.
leaders, I'm calling you out. Have Mother's Refuge come and speak at your church. Just give them a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
What we do is we have them come speak in the entire Sunday school hour, okay? And this is not just them, but anybody we have come and bring in, and that's kind of part of what I do there. Bring them in, have them speak for the Sunday school hour, the adult
Yeah.
Sunday school hour, and then give them even just like a little 5-minute presentation in your worship service, at the beginning and right after your announcements or whatever, which is what we do. And, and then, of course, obviously, if you're sharing your services on social media, then they get, that'll be a promotion for them as well. So
Yeah.
have them come speak at your church, have them come speak at your ministry organization, and, do what you can to get the word out about Mother's Refuge, because, again, you are saving the lives of children. You are providing a safe refuge for the mothers,
Yeah.
and you are changing lives forever, literally.
Yeah. Because it's such a long-term program, like you said in the
Yeah.
beginning, you're basically ending your hope is to end a cycle of trauma.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it totally is. And last year we were able to serve 80 moms and children through
Wow.
our shelter services, over 300 through our aftercare
Wow.
program. But in saying that, we get over 1,000 crisis calls a year.
Wow.
So there is a big need in our community. So we would love nothing more than to continue spreading the word about what Mother's Refuge is and find people to support us and just continue to be able to grow and acquire more apartments and
Yeah.
really help support as many
Continue-
moms
yeah.
as we can in the community who need it.
Yeah, this is an organization that needs to get bigger until the problem
That's right.
decreases, right?
And then we're not
Yeah.
needed anymore. I
Yeah.
hope there's a day that we're not needed.
That's exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, every organization that's doing something like yours, the primary goal is
Yeah.
to never be needed again.
Yep.
But until you're not needed, then to continue to grow.
Right.
that may be when
exactly.
Jesus comes back, but
Right.
you know.
Never know.
So-
Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully not. Anyway, a more abundant life for everyone.
That's
Anyway,
right.
such a nice to meet you, Kelsey Green. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
God bless.